Hi guys. All right, let's see who pops up. I should have tagged everyone. What is that? No. Invite some people to watch. Oh, that's it? Guess I can't invite everybody. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just get started. People can watch the replay because I don't have all day. But I see there's one person up here, but it doesn't show me who. So hopefully Facebook doesn't hide comments like it has been doing to me recently. Essen, hi. Okay, so I was supposed to share my story last week and I totally forgot, so here I am. I'm going to share basically my Scentsy journey and my personal experience throughout the 5.5 years that I've been with this company, okay? So I joined back in October of 2017. I was a full-time nurse then, and I had actually, the only product I had ever tried of Scentsy's was the wax. Katie Lassiter, in case you guys don't know, she is my sponsor, okay? Katie Lassiter is my sponsor. And I didn't really know Katie when I joined. So here's how it went down. So I live in Murfreesboro, North Carolina. Let me introduce myself, by the way. I'm Ray Anderson. A lot of people call me Ray. And I live in Murfreesboro, North Carolina. It's a very small town. And the town that Katie Lassiter, my sponsor, lives in is about 20 minutes from me, okay? So we're fairly close. And my husband is from Murfreesboro, North Carolina. And so when I met my husband and we started getting serious, I moved to Murfreesboro from Moyock, North Carolina, which is where I'm originally from, okay? And when I moved to Murfreesboro, I was still working at the hospital in Norfolk. And so that was roughly an hour and 20-minute commute without any traffic, okay? And I was at that time I was working 12-hour shifts, 3 to 4 days a week. And then it got to the point where all of that driving was becoming a lot, especially with the drive to and from work. Like I was having days where I was having to pull over in the Target parking lot just to take a nap so I could make it home. Like that's how exhausted I was, okay? So I knew that I had to make a change with my job. So I left the hospital and then I got a job at a doctor's office doing triage here in Ahoskie, which Ahoskie is the next town over. So I had officially moved to Murfreesboro. I didn't know many people here. The only people that I had met here in Murfreesboro was like friends that my husband already had. And so even though they were my friends, I didn't really like feel a close connection to any of them at the time. So it was kind of lonely over here. And I am an extrovert. I love to be around people. And I didn't really have that when I moved to Murfreesboro. And also you have to realize, my husband worked so many hours. Well, he was my boyfriend at the time, but when I moved in with him, he was working crazy hours. And so when I had off, he was working. And so trying to make our schedules like work for us was really hard. So I was looking for a community. I was looking for something to bring more people into my life, but I was also looking for a hobby. And then fast forward to, gosh, when was it? Probably, I think it was December 2016. Was it? I think it was December. I don't remember the exact time frame, but a couple months before I ended up joining Scentsy, I actually got into a car accident and I totaled my car. And so I went from, your girl likes to have play money, okay? I like to go shopping. I don't like having to ask for money. I like having my own money. Like, I think we all like having our own money, okay? And so I was going from all this play money that I had from working as a nurse to having basically no play money because I just totaled my car. And so my car that I didn't have a car payment on anymore, it was paid off. I then went to buy a brand new vehicle, and so now I had a $406 car payment, okay? And so this plays into my story because I no longer had that $400 extra dollars a month to go and shop and to go and hang out with my friends and do whatever I wanted, basically. So I was looking for a hobby, okay, to fill my time. I was looking for a couple extra $100. I was really hoping to make $200 to help pay my car payment, pay half of my car payment. And then I was looking for people. I was looking for connections. And so I met Katie at my husband's cousin's wedding. She was one of the bridesmaids. And that was the first time I ever met Katie. And it was very brief. It was like, hey, I'm Rachel. Hi, I'm Katie. That's it. I'm, whatever. That was literally the extent of our conversation. And then somehow we became Facebook friends. And this is going to show you the power of social media, which is why it's super important for you guys to get on tonight's call, okay? We became Facebook friends. And Katie always shared, Luna is life. When I think of Katie Lassiter, I think of the phrase, Luna is life, okay? She raved about Luna. I had heard of Scentsy, but really didn't know what exactly it was. And then one day, after reading her post all the freaking time about how Luna was amazing and how Luna is her favorite thing and how she wants everything to smell like Luna, I was like, okay, let me go on this chick's website and buy some Luna because she raves about it. I'm going to go and I'm going to buy me some Luna. So I randomly go on her website and never messaged her. And I bought a 6-pack of wax. And one of the bars was Luna. The other one was Thunderstorm. I remember getting Flower Child. There were a couple other ones, but those are like the main ones I remember. And when I got it, I was like, wow, okay, this wax is really good. But I owned a Target warmer, okay? I never owned a Scentsy warmer before I joined. And so I continued to buy wax from her. That was the only product that I purchased from her. And then all of a sudden I had a party and my mom was buying from her. My grandma was buying from her. I think I had some friends buy from that party as well. And she had asked me if I wanted to join. Okay? And I told her no. Not interested. Not interested in being a salesperson, okay? I never in a million years thought that I would ever be able to sell anything. Number one, I barely posted on social media. Okay, I might share a couple pictures every now and then, but you would have never caught me on a live video. None of that, okay? And I definitely didn't want to be that girl that I see on social media in a direct sales business. Definitely didn't want to be that. So I kind of went out of order. So then I get into my car accident, okay? Total my car. And so now I have a couple months where I have a $400 payment and I tell my husband, I'm like, look, like I'm struggling trying to pay this car payment plus have a little bit of extra cash each month or every 2 weeks to go and do other stuff. And so he was like, well, why don't you look into some type of side hustle? And I was like, I will never forget this, guys. We were sitting in this living room over here, and we were sitting on the couches across from each other. And I randomly said to Vince, what do you think if I joined Scentsy? And he looked at me, and I looked at him, and we both laughed. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Everybody sells Scentsy. We laughed about it, and that was the end of it. It was literally the end of our conversation on that, okay? So guess what happened the next month, or probably like 2 weeks later? I ended up joining a whole other direct sales company. I joined another direct sales company. I had never even tried their products, okay? And I did that for, I don't even think I did it for 2 full months. And the join kit Vince ended up putting it on his credit card. It was a $400 join kit. $400, and that was like the bottom level join kit, okay? The other join kits like went up to like $800, and I was like, we cannot do this. This is ridiculous. $400 was ridiculous, honestly. But Vince put it on his credit card for me, and I ended up making $20. $20 back in my pocket, okay? I ended up hating the products, and it literally didn't work out. And then I remember coming home from the doctor's office one day, still working as a nurse, and I went on Katie's website and I signed up as a consultant, okay? And I will never forget when it popped up across the screen saying, congratulations, you are now a Scentsy consultant. I felt so sick. I will never forget it. I was sitting on the floor because my phone was about to die and it was plugged up into the charger. And I was sitting on the floor with my back against the bed frame. And when it came up across the screen saying, congratulations, you're now a consultant, I literally thought I was going to vomit because I didn't know what I just did. I just failed at another direct sales company, literally the month before. And why was this direct sales company going to be any different than the one that I just failed at? Why was it going to be any different? That was literally what was going through my mind. And I texted Katie and I said, I just joined your team. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what the next steps are. And she was like, you're going to have a launch party. I said, okay. I didn't have a launch party with the first business that I had the first direct sales company that I joined. So I was like, okay, what exactly is a launch party? She said, I will come to your house because she's local to me. I will come to your house and I will bring some products because listen guys, the only product that I had ever tried with Scentsy was wax. I didn't have a warmer. I didn't have anything. I didn't even know all the products that Scentsy sold. And so Katie came to my house. I had my launch party and I made up in my mind, okay, I am going to give this my all. I am going to give this my all. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Okay? And so Katie comes to my launch party. I had 3 people show up to my launch party. 3 people. 4 including Katie. Okay? 3 customers. And guess who those people were? They were all 3 my best friends. No one else showed up. All 3 my childhood best friends. So basically they felt obligated to come. Right? That's like part of being a friend. You show up to things that you don't necessarily want to go to. And they all purchased from my launch party. But my launch party was extremely successful outside of the home party because I did the work. And I'm not going to lie. I have been guilty of cold messaging people. Okay? I have been so guilty of cold messaging people. I would say in the first 2 to 3 months of my business, especially the first month. And I think it was just because I made up in my mind that I was going to make this successful and I didn't know where else to start. So I was cold messaging people and okay, let me backtrack. I was cold messaging people in the sense that I was messaging people that I knew, but I hadn't spoken to in years. Like I hadn't spoken to them since high school. I was not cold messaging people who I had no idea who they were. I was not doing that. I was messaging people, and I still consider this cold messaging people, but I was messaging people who I hadn't spoken to in years. Okay? So I did have some type of relationship with them. But if I restarted a business, I would go about it a little bit different than I did in the beginning. But also, like as I reflect, it still worked out because I still, even though I got ghosted so many, guys, I still get ghosted, oh my God. Even though I got ghosted so many times and I got told no so many times, I'm still here. So if you have been guilty of cold messaging people, listen, I'm pretty sure we've all been there. We've all made mistakes. We've all done stupid crap. We've all messed up on our first lives. Like literally that's part of your journey. And so you should be proud of it. Okay. You should be proud of it to a certain extent because honestly, you never know if you might not be here if you didn't cold message all those people. Okay. So yes, while I would change a couple things if I had to start over, ultimately I'm proud of all the hardships I went through with this business, with this company, because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for it, if it wasn't for those things, okay? So back to my story. So I ended up joining. I ended up hitting shooting star. I ended up, Katie told me to go live opening my join kit, and I thought I was literally going to vomit on the camera. I'll never forget that too. I came home from work one day, and my join kit was on the back porch. It had just been delivered, and I was wearing bright pink scrubs that day at work. And I remember texting Katie sitting on the back porch. It was a beautiful day outside. And I said, oh my God, my kit just got here. And she said, okay, go live opening it tonight. And I was like, what do you mean? She was like, go on your Facebook and go live opening it. She's like, you don't have to have like a set line or anything, just open it. And guys, I just want to let you guys know, if you guys are commenting, I cannot see anything. So I'm not ignoring you guys. I literally just, Facebook has been hiding comments from me. So that's what's happening. But she said, open your kit on live. And so here's how that went down, okay? I opened my kit, and one of the scents, so this is fall time, okay? One of the scents was snowberry. And I opened it up, I opened the tester up, and I was smelling it, and I was like, it smells like a mixture of berries and snow. And someone commented and said, what does snow smell like? And I was like, oh my God, I don't even know. That was the dumbest, explanation of this and description of this fragrance that we have. How the heck am I going to make this a successful business if I can't even describe a fragrance? Literally, okay? I remember breaking out in hives. And then the best part, my husband worked night shift at the time. He went live he went live of me going live, and he had 4 times the amount of people on his video than I did. I think I had 3 or 4 people on watching me, okay? It was a total disaster. But you know what? I love seeing it pop up on my memories because it just shows me how far I've come. And honestly, that terrible live video that I did is what propelled my business forward. Okay? Because it made me realize that doing hard and scary things doesn't kill you. It literally makes you stronger. It literally gives you just a little bit of confidence where you're like, wow, I didn't die. Yeah, I might have said something stupid like snowberry smells like snow and berries mixed. I said some other weird ass shit too. But I might have broken out in hives and people thought I was probably having a full-on anaphylactic reaction to something, probably the wax, but I survived, and here I am today, okay? Okay, the comments are coming through now. Yeah, honestly, I still have trouble describing scents too. It's perfectly fine. At this point, I think it's just part of my branding, okay? So, all right, so I hit Shooting Star, Sensational Start level 3. I really pushed for it. My first teamie was one of my best friends, one of the girls that showed up at my launch party. And one of the reasons why she joined was because I shared my experience with her, okay? I shared my very first paycheck with her, and I put the income disclosure in this description because we're going to talk about money. Because at the end of the day, if you're here to make this business big, you're here to make money, correct? Correct. And I know money isn't everything, but I joined this business to make $200 a month. I wanted to make half my car payment, so then I had an extra $200 in my pocket, and I could go shopping, or I could buy whatever I wanted, okay? So I am going to talk to you guys about money. My very first paycheck, I will never forget it. Honestly, I did not understand the compensation plan. A little bit about me, actually. I'm not one to really dig deep into, I don't make a plan. That's what I'm going to sit here and say. I don't make a plan. I'm not one to make a plan, especially in the beginning of my business. I'm one to just start doing the things that I've been told to do. Have a launch party, go live opening my kit, book a party, book another party from that party, message all the people that are in the party and build connections with them, okay? Like, I am more focused on the actions versus the actual like outline. So I take things literally day by day and step by step versus looking at the full picture. Like, I knew I wanted to make $200, but honestly, I don't remember ever even looking at the compensation plan. I do remember looking at the compensation plan one time, and I do think the learning the compensation plan is extremely important. Do not get me wrong. But I remember when I first looked at it, it overwhelmed me. And things that overwhelm me, I push to the side and I go back to later, okay? I didn't fully understand the compensation plan. It's probably because my brain is sometimes like slow, like it really is. But I didn't fully understand the compensation plan until I was a superstar consultant, maybe even a director. And it's not hard to understand, but depending on how your brain processes things, looking at a bunch of different numbers, especially percentages, I have never been good at math, okay? Call my dad up, call my brother up. I've never been, math is not my strong suit, like not even in the littlest bit, okay? And so when I looked at the compensation plan and I saw all these percentages on the different levels and on the different, I'm not going to try to explain it, but all the percentages really just messed with my brain. So I never even looked at it. And so I didn't know exactly what I was going to make on my first paycheck. But let me tell you, my main focus was PRV. When Katie told me that if I hit 2,000 in sales, I would make a $600 paycheck, I was like, okay, we're going for it. And I sold over $2,000 in my first month. And I will never forget, I went hunting with my husband and we were sitting in a ground blind. And I didn't even know when payday was, y'all. Didn't even know when payday was. I happened to open up my email because I get bored and antsy when I go hunting. And I rarely check my email, but here I am scrolling on my email, and it said, you have received a payment from Scentsy. This was my very first paycheck, and I opened it up, and it was $711 and some cents. And I remember my mouth dropped. Vince is sitting to the right of me, and I remember looking at him, and I was like, nothing was coming out of my mouth because I couldn't scream because we're hunting, right? He would literally kill me. And he's like, what? And I was like, I just got paid $700 with Scentsy. He was like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah. And that was all she wrote. I saw $700. That's a lot of freaking money. That was a lot of money. And I bypassed my goal. And I was like, we're doing it. We're doing it. And then you know what happened? So I joined in October. I joined October 10th. So I joined halfway through an incentive period, okay? I joined halfway through an incentive period. And I ended up earning a Mediterranean cruise for one, okay? So I joined 3 months into a 6-month incentive period for a trip. And that trip was a Mediterranean cruise. There might have been some other options. I don't even remember, but that's the one that I picked was the Mediterranean cruise. But I only earned for one person, okay? And I truly believe that if I had the other 3 months to work towards, I would have been able to earn for Vince, but we ended up buying him in, okay? And I remember being so freaking excited. And this is where this is where I saw the potential of what this business could do. Number one, I saw it on my first paycheck. $700, that is a huge amount of money that can bless anyone's life, okay? But it went next level when I went on my first incentive trip and I met other consultants who shared their stories with me. And that is why all of us in this training series has come up here and shared our stories with you guys, because sharing your story is powerful. It doesn't have to be, oh, I made $700 on my first paycheck for it to be powerful. You made $50 on your first paycheck. That is also powerful, okay? That is also powerful. And then you worked hard and you made your first $500 paycheck. That is powerful. Okay? $50 in someone's pocket, $500 in someone's pocket, that is a lot. $50 is a gas tank for someone, a tank of gas for someone who might be struggling. Okay? Sharing your story is a huge part of growth in this business. Okay? You have to realize every single one of you has something worth sharing, and that is why tonight's training on social media, it's so important to share your story. Whether that's you want to share the Pandora bracelet that Scentsy sent you, okay? You want to share the little certificate that they send us in the mail when we hit 2,000 in sales monthly, or when you get your Shooting Star Trainer Award, or whatever it's called. I think that's what it's called. That's what it says on the little certificate, okay? Share the things that Scentsy is doing for you. If you don't feel like your paycheck is worth sharing, don't share your paycheck. You don't have to share your paycheck, okay? Your story is more than just the money that you've made. Your story can be that you met your best friend through this company. Your story can be that you earned the duffel bag for the current incentive. Your story can be that you gained confidence in yourself through this business, okay? Did you know that is my absolute favorite thing that Scentsy has given me? Is confidence in myself, is believing in myself. That is my number one favorite thing that Scentsy has given me. Self-confidence. Self-confidence. That's my favorite thing. So, share your story. And I just totally got off track. But let me check make sure my phone's not gonna die, because we are in the red. We're in the red. So back to the incentive. Okay, this is where I realized that Scentsy can literally be the vessel to anything that you want. So we paid $2,500, which at that time, I mean, it's still a lot of money, but at that time, Vince and I really penny pinched to get him on this cruise ship with me, okay? Like, I'm not gonna lie, we went into debt getting him on this cruise ship. And when we got on this ship, one specific day, and I don't even know, I'm pretty sure I've told Chastity this, but Chastity Robinson is a huge part of my story, because Chastity and her husband Chase, and then me and Vincent, my husband, we ended up in the hot tub together, okay? We ended up on the hot tub together on this cruise ship, and I didn't really know Chastity at the time. Like, I had watched a couple of her trainings, but I didn't know her personally. This is where we really got closer, okay? And it was just us four in the hot tub. And somehow we got on the topic of money. And Chastity was telling me the potential and what her paychecks looked like, okay? And I think at this point when I went on the trip, I think like my highest paycheck was like in the 1,000 range, like maybe like 1,200 or so, something like that, which is a ton of money for me. But I remember her telling me that like consultants made $20,000 paychecks, $10,000 paychecks in 1 month. And I remember the look on my face, and then I remember looking at Vince, and Vince was like, no way. And I was like, yeah, no way. She's like, yeah. You can make, there is no cap on the income that you can make in this business. There is no cap, okay? And I know it sounds mind-blowing that someone can make a $10,000 paycheck, a $20,000 paycheck. And when she told me that, I literally made up in my mind that I was going to one day make a $20,000 paycheck. I made it up in my mind that we were going to reach that. And I knew it wasn't going to be overnight. I knew it wasn't going to be anytime soon. But it's possible, okay? But you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in it too, okay? And then you have to put the actions forward, okay? And continue and be consistent with those actions, okay? It's okay if you fall off a day or two, but then you get back up and you keep starting, okay? Everybody at the top of this company, everybody in a leadership position has fallen off at some point. The only difference between someone who is successful and someone who isn't is that those who have fallen off get back up and then they continue. And guess what? They're going to fall off again, and then they're going to get back up and they're going to continue. And then they're going to fall off again, and then they're going to get back up and they're going to continue. That is the difference between someone who is successful in this business and someone who is not. They're both people are falling down. It's just a matter of which one is going to get back up and continue. Which one's going to get back up, shake off their feathers, and keep freaking going. Keep pushing past the no's. Keep pushing past the ghosting. Keep pushing past the teenies who have all the excuses in the world. Keep pushing past the, oh, wait, I have already recruited my entire customer base and now I have no customers and I'm struggling to get parties. Keep pushing past the, oh, only one person showed up to my launch party. Keep pushing past, oh, only 3 people watched my live today or seen my reel, my first reel. Keep pushing past all of the failures, all of the setbacks. They keep going. That is literally the difference. Literally the difference. Okay? So, make up in your mind that you can do this, and I promise you can do this. Okay? It's not going to be easy. The steps are easy, but at the end of the day, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. Keep going forward, okay? So, I wanted to share with you guys the method that I use, and I think a lot of the other SSDs who are doing this training have used this method too. And I honestly do not know who came up with this method. I do not know. So if you know, please tag them, shout them out. But it's the, I'm talking a lot. And when I talk a lot, I always get like this tickle in my throat. So I followed the 2-2-2 method. Okay. And I'm pretty sure we talked about this with PRV, I think, or maybe it was leadership. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure it's been mentioned in this training series. So the 2-2-2 method is 2,000 PRV, 2 recruits, for 2 years. Okay, 2,000 PRV, 2 recruits monthly. These 2 things happen monthly. 2,000 PRV, 2 recruits monthly for 2 years. Okay, 2 years. That will literally set you up for success. Oh, was it Jen Audette? Oh, she's my girl. If y'all don't follow Jen Audette, okay, she's hands down one of the most authentic, sweetest people in this business, in the world, honestly, okay? She's literally one of my favorite people that I have met in this company. So if you do not follow her, go ahead and follow her on all the social media platforms and also on YouTube, because she has so many amazing things that she shares with everybody, okay? Yeah, she is so sweet. So I've been in for 5.5 years, okay? At 5 months, I hit director because I followed the 2-2-2 method. And then I hit star director in June of 2019, and I hit superstar director in October of 2019. Okay, so which is very fast. It's a very fast transition, and sometimes it can be overwhelming when you're promoting that fast. Okay, so if you find yourself getting overwhelmed, it's okay to take a step back, to reassess everything that's going on in your life, because at the end of the day, guys, let's be real. Scentsy is not. What are you doing? Being wild animals. At the end of the day, Scentsy is not your entire life, and it should not be your entire life, okay? But the beauty about Scentsy is that Scentsy was designed to fit into your life, not for your life to fit into Scentsy. And that is why Scentsy can be the vessel for so many of us. For example, Anya has 3 boys. She is a homeschool teacher to her boys and to a bunch of other kids. I forget, is it called a cohort, Anya, I think? And so she fits Scentsy into her life, okay? Her husband is in the military. Her husband's in the medical field in the military. And if you know Anya, she's all over the place anyway. So, like, that's not a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, her life is hectic. And so she fits Scentsy into her life. So if you work, however, a co-op. Okay. So if whatever you have going on in your life, you can fit Scentsy into it. Okay. So when I first joined, I was a full-time nurse. I was a registered nurse, and I worked as a nurse for 5 years. And then at my 2-year mark with Scentsy, when I hit SSD, I put in my resignation to leave my nursing job. I've always known that nursing wasn't going to be my long-term career. I loved nursing. Yes, I loved certain aspects of it, but deep down, I went to go get my nursing degree because that's what other people wanted for me. It wasn't because that's what Rachel wanted for Rachel. And I'm going to start crying. But that is why I love this business, is because I told you guys that the best thing that Scentsy has given me is confidence in myself. And honestly, if it wasn't for Scentsy, I would still be doing something that someone else wanted me to do versus what I wanted to do for myself. And so when I finally realized that, when I started doing all these things out of my comfort zone, going live, sharing my face, sharing my story, when I didn't do that before, and then I gained all this self-confidence, and then I gained confidence in myself, like, wow, I can do something that I didn't think that I could do, then it made me realize, well, maybe nursing isn't my end all. Maybe it isn't what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. Maybe I can work hard and make Scentsy my full-time income. And so when I realized that day in the hot tub, that night in the hot tub with Chastity, and she was telling me like all of these things that Scentsy can do, and she was literally like giving me numbers that people were making $10,000 a month paycheck. Shoot, $5,000 a month with Scentsy. My mind was literally blown. That's more than nurses make. That's more than nurses make. $5,000 a month is more than I made as a nurse with my bachelor's. And so that is why I'm so passionate about this business, is not just because like it's hard to explain. If you don't want to do Scentsy full-time, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. It can be whatever you want it to be, and that's why I love it, is because you can make Scentsy whatever you want it to be. If you just want to be here to sell products that you love and to get a couple $100s a month, do it. If you just want to be a consultant so you can get your products free and half off, do it. If you want to follow the 222 method so you can eventually leave your job, do it. Or maybe you want to follow the 222 method, but you want to keep your job because you love your job, because because you're with an amazing company and you have an incredible boss and leadership. Stay. That wasn't my experience with nursing. And actually, I will go back. So when I worked at the hospital, I had the best boss that I could ever have asked for. I had a boss who, my nursing manager, was willing to go on the floor with us if we were in the weeds and help my patient to the bathroom. She was always willing to come and help give a patient a bed bath. if we were struggling. She was willing to take 1 or 2 of my patients and go past meds. And then when I went to the doctor's office, my nursing manager was nothing like that. Nothing like that. She never wanted to help. She never wanted to get her hands dirty. She never wanted to do anything outside of her manager position. Okay? And so I took that experience from my first boss to all the other bosses, because I had other nurse managers at the doctor's office. And I realized what kind of a leader I wanted to be. And I wanted to be someone who doesn't just tell you to do something. I want to be a leader who does it right beside you as you're doing it. I want to be someone who's encouraging and uplifting, and who can cheer for you and also help you at the same time. Not just, oh, you can do it, but not willing to show you how to do it type of mentality. So Scentsy can literally, promise you, if you want to use Scentsy as a vessel to be able to take care of your parents when they get older, it can be that. If you have a dream of opening your own coffee shop, Scentsy can be that vessel to help you save up that money in order to buy the brick and mortar and start it, and all the fees and whatever else comes with owning a coffee shop. It can literally be whatever you want. If you want to travel more with your family, Scentsy can be that vessel to help you get there. Okay? So I've been with Scentsy for 5.5 years, which it flies by the way. Oh my God, it flies by. I cannot even believe that it's almost been 6 years. And I could go on and on about what Scentsy has done for my life, but my favorite thing is the self-confidence, the freedom, the time freedom, and being able to watch Scentsy bless other people's lives around me. Teamies. I've had teamies who have been able to leave their jobs to stay home with their babies. I've had teamies be able to travel because they earned an incentive. I've had teamies be able to pay their car payment with their paychecks. I've had teamies, oh my God, the self-confidence that I have seen in my teammates, unlike no other. Unlike no other. It's like a flower. It's like a flower that's, or I guess, I don't even know. It's like a plant that finally blooms, and then they realize how beautiful they are, and they realize what they have to offer the world. It's absolutely incredible. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Just kidding. I mean, I am, but you know what I mean. So I hope you guys can be on for today. Actually, tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time is our very last training for this series, okay? And then all of us, in case you guys don't know, every single one of us has the series on our YouTube channel, so you can reference it back, or you could share it with new teamies that you have. So it's going to be a great resource for you, not only for us to use, but for you guys to use, okay? So I hope you guys have had a great day, and we'll see you tonight, 8 p.m., 8 p.m. And also, we have 2 days left of the, I'm cold, I'm like shivering, it's cold in my house. We have 2 days left of the sale going on before we transition to the new catalog. Yay! Cannot wait. Bye, guys. Have a great day.